Have you ever felt exhausted from seeking answers, from chasing the observer or the perfect technique, only to feel more distant from what you truly wish to manifest? I know how exhaustive this tireless search, this seemingly missing piece can be. But what if the key wasn't to seek the observer, but for you to become the portal? The door you seek dissolves when you are the very entrance, revealing your power. In this video, I will reveal why stopping the search is the first step to entering your own quantum activation portal and unlocking an instant shift in your reality. To feel this change, breathe deeply, release your shoulders, and prepare for a new way of being. You who seek tirelessly may feel this truth reverberate deep within your soul. The incessant search for an external observer, for a secret technique, or for a hidden key has been, paradoxically, the very trap that keeps you distant from your innate power. This is the myth we need to unveil together. The belief that manifestation happens because you find something out there, because you perform a complex ritual, or because someone more experienced holds the truth you need to discover. Feel the subtle exhaustion of this journey, the frustration of always feeling almost there, but never fully immersed in the fluidity you so yearn for. Your mind, conditioned to seek, has created a mirage of control, an illusion that mastery resides in external conquest, when in truth, true quantum activation blossoms at the exact point where you cease the search and return to the center, realizing that the observer was never outside, but rather is the very essence pulsating within you. Your vital energy, precious and finite, has been dissipated in every new technique you've learned, in every guru you've followed, in every book you've devoured in the hope that the next page would reveal the definitive secret. Imagine your brain's neuroplasticity being shaped by this vicious cycle of seeking. Each time you reinforce the belief that you need to observe from the outside, to collapse the wave of your reality, you strengthen the neural networks of scarcity, of inherent powerlessness. You become an untiring hunter, always on the move, always lurking, but never stopping to be the very source of observation. This externalized perspective on the quantum observer, often misunderstood, has trapped your consciousness in a game of hide-and-seek with itself, where what you seek is already intimately intertwined with the fabric of your existence. It's time to recognize this dynamic and feel the relief that comes from simply stopping. Think of the metaphor of a treasure hunter. This man dedicated his entire life, every fiber of his being, to the incessant search for a legendary map. He traveled continents, deciphered ancient riddles, climbed insurmountable mountains, and sailed turbulent seas, always driven by the promise that upon finding this map, he would finally unveil the path to fortune and fulfillment. His mind is programmed for the external journey, for the conquest of something that resides beyond himself. With each false clue, each dead end, frustration accumulated, but the hope that next time would bring the revelation kept him moving, fueling a cycle of effort and exhaustion. He firmly believes that his freedom and abundance depend on an object, on knowledge he needs to acquire, on a discovery that needs to be made outside of his immediate experience, losing coherence with his essential self. He spent decades reading dusty scrolls, deciphering complex codes, interviewing sages, and traversing forgotten libraries, always with the obsession that the map would be the definitive turning point in his life. Every new rumor, every new legend, every new direction propelled him to yet another arduous expedition, consuming his vitality and inner peace. The deep belief that the treasure and its path were somewhere out there dictated every one of his actions, shaping his reality around the scarcity of the not yet found. He became the personification of the incessant search, the eternal pursuit, and in doing so, reinforced the idea that fullness was a goal to be achieved and not a state to be inhabited. Feel the tension of constant expectation, the subtle disappointment that accompanies each failure, and the deep desire to finally find the rest that the arrival at the treasure promised. The cruel paradox, and the paradigm shift that this hunter never considered, is that the map, the blueprint for the treasure he so longed for, was tattooed on his own skin since birth. Every line, every symbol, every clue he frantically searched for around the world was visible on his arm, on his back, on every part of his body. He was so conditioned to look outward, to seek the extraordinary in the distant, that the simplicity of intrinsic truth became invisible to him. His external search blinded him to the deep resonance of wisdom that was already an integral part of his being. His mind projected the solution into distant realms, instead of inviting him to introspection, to look inward, where the answer always resided, waiting to be read and activated. You, just like this hunter, may be carrying the map, the blueprint for the manifestation of your greatest desires, tattooed on your own essence, in your energetic field, in your vibrational frequency, without even realizing it. Feel that now, as you read, feel the subtle resistance in your body, the tension in your shoulders, the slight contraction in your solar plexus, which may be a reflection of the accumulated exhaustion from this incessant search. This somatization is the echo of your mind that continues to project the solution outward. To believe that quantum activation requires monumental effort, an encounter with something that is not you. Allow yourself to feel the lightness that arises when you consider the possibility that your power is not something to be found, but rather an inherent current of energy that flows through you, waiting to be recognized and directed with intention. The popular understanding of the observer in quantum physics, which states that observation collapses the wave function and transforms possibility into reality, has often been interpreted literally and externally. The idea that you need to look outside or find an observation point for your reality to materialize creates a subtle trap. This distorted interpretation leads us to believe that there's a magic button to be pressed, a specific place to be reached, an external entity to be invoked. But in truth, the observer is not a separate entity or a technique to be applied. It is your own consciousness. It is your aligned presence. It is the coherent vibrational state that you emit. True observation happens when you become the field, when you merge with the intention, instead of trying to control it from outside. This is the essential paradigm shift. True mastery is not in finding the observer, but in being the active and conscious observer of your reality, from within your own essence. It is your consciousness that shapes. It is your frequency that attracts. It is your state of being that manifests. You are not a mere passive spectator of the universe. You are the dynamic co-creator, the focal point from which reality emerges. This is neuroplasticity in action. By internalizing that power is within. You reprogram your brain to operate from a place of wholeness and self-sufficiency. The incessant search for something that is always out there is an illusion that drains your energy and obscures your vision of your true unlimited power, keeping you trapped in the snare of false separation. Feel now, deeply, this question reverberate in every cell of your being, inviting you to honest introspection. Do you recognize this feeling of always being almost there, but never truly arriving at the point of rest and certainty? This feeling is a vibrational marker, a sign that your energy is being channeled into an external search that, by its very nature, is unsatisfactory. It is the conditioned mind, trapped in the loop of seeking, that prevents you from surrendering to the simplicity of being and presence. Allow this question to echo within you, not as a judgment, but as a gentle invitation to self-discovery, so that you can identify where in your life this trap of the external observer still manifests, diverting you from your innate power and your true manifesting fluidity. How many times have you found yourself on the verge of a breakthrough, feeling the energy of manifestation pulse in your veins, only for doubt or the need to do more to propel you back into the exhaustive search for something that seemed missing? This is the dance of the conditioned mind, which believes that the reward is always ahead, always dependent on a next action, a next discovery. It is the cycle of an old narrative that traps you in the illusion that power lies in finding and not in becoming. Recognizing this dynamic is the first step to dismantling the trap. True mastery arises when you stop fighting the current and allow yourself to flow with the intelligence of the field, trusting that everything you seek is already aligning with you at the exact moment you align with yourself, in your totality. But what happens when you finally decide to stop hunting the map? When you give up the strenuous pursuit for something you believe is hidden and simply begin to read what has always been within you, tattooed on your soul, imprinted in your energetic field? Imagine the liberation this shift in perspective can bring. The energy previously consumed by external seeking now turns inward, nourishing your essence, strengthening your vibrational coherence. This is the key to true liberation from this mental trap, an invitation for you to realign your perception and begin operating from a place of intrinsic knowledge. It's an audacious step, a powerful surrender to the truth that you are the source and not the seeker, an invitation to unveil the fullness that was always yours, waiting to be recognized and activated. Feel the deep relief, the expansion that manifests in your chest as you allow this new understanding to settle in every cell of your body, dissolving the tension of seeking. If this journey of stopping the search and starting to be the portal resonates with your soul, if you feel this profound truth vibrate in your field at this very moment, then I invite you to seal this intention. Leave an "I feel this" in the comments below. By doing so, we not only strengthen our connection, creating a field of collective coherence, but we also declare, ritualistically and energetically, our liberation from this old narrative of external seeking, making space for a new way of existing, where the power of manifestation flows effortlessly, directly from your own essence, activating the quantum activation portal that resides within you. Have you ever noticed how the mind, with its incessant programming, traps us in a seemingly endless cycle of seeking and effort, driven by the illusion that mastery resides in the complexity of action and absolute control of every variable? This programming, often unconscious, is the autopilot that keeps us stuck on the surface, in the incessant attempt to decipher external codes when the true key lies in a deep, internal reorientation. Do you feel this constant pressure to do more, to find the next technique, the next secret, believing that the intensity of your effort is directly proportional to your ability to manifest, without realizing that this exhaustive search itself is what prevents the fluidity of the quantum field from manifesting in your reality harmoniously and frictionlessly? Feel now the energy that drains away when you embark on this race against time, in which time is, paradoxically, the very eternity you seek to unravel. This compulsion to do and control every aspect of your manifestation journey, this incessant search for perfect rituals, timed visualizations, and affirmations repeated 1,000 times is, in truth, an echo of the conditioned mind that yearns for an external formula to feel secure. It convinces us that we are mere spectators who need to observe the process from outside, instead of being the creators co-creating from the inside out, from a heightened state of being. Do you experience this deep exhaustion, the feeling that, despite all the accumulated knowledge and all the techniques diligently applied, the door to effortless manifestation remains hermetically sealed? Your vital energy is drained in this constant performance, instead of being channeled into pure intention and the trusting surrender that the quantum field truly responds to. Feel now the subtle but powerful paradigm shift. The need for control is the true veil that obscures your vision, the noise that muffles the frequency of your essence. It is the central paradox, where attempting to grasp the butterfly tightly only crushes it, preventing its flight. In the quantum realm, true mastery does not reside in external manipulation, but in internal alchemy. It is in strategic non-action, a profound change in your state of being, a trusting surrender to the flow of existence, that the catalyst for your own quantum activation portal resides. It's not about inertia, but about conscious internal action, a choice of vibrational realignment that allows the universe to respond in ways your limited mind could never orchestrate, freeing you from the tyranny of performance. To illustrate, imagine your mind, with all its programming and conditioning, is like a highly sophisticated GPS app, but addicted to complex and long routes. It was trained to seek the most difficult path, the most enigmatic shortcut, the most obscure technique, insisting on guiding you through intricate labyrinths and unnecessary detours, even when your destination, the desired manifestation, inner peace, abundance, is already where you are, vibrating at a frequency one step away. You blindly trust this app, following every instruction, every turn, every suggestion for a detour, feeling the weight of the journey accumulate, without questioning if there's a simpler, more direct, more intuitive path that doesn't require so much effort and so many endless detours. This mental GPS, obsessed with doing, seeking, and controlling, continues to plot routes based on old beliefs of scarcity, struggle, and that nothing comes easily. It convinces you that you need to climb mountains, cross emotional deserts, and decipher complex riddles to achieve what you already are by divine right. You feel trapped in this incessant search, following the arrows of a map that, although it promises a treasure, actually keeps you on an eternal journey, distancing you from the simplicity and spontaneity of creation. Feel the frustration of taking so many detours, of spending so much energy on circuitous paths, when the landscape of abundance and ease is right before your eyes, just waiting to be recognized and inhabited by you, the master. The true tragedy of this addiction to complex routes is that it diverts your attention from your internal compass, from your own intuitive navigation system, which operates at a much higher and more efficient frequency. It leads you to incessantly search for gurus, secret techniques, and external validations, feeding the belief that the solution to your manifestation is always out there, somewhere to be discovered by an external observer. You find yourself investing time and energy in seeking answers in every new video, every new book, every new seminar, while the soft voice of your own wisdom, the true GPS of your being, is being muffled by the incessant noise of external seeking and the conditioned mind that demands control. And what if I told you that true freedom, the key to accessing the quantum activation portal, resides in a simple yet revolutionary act: deleting that addicted GPS app? It's not about destroying your mind, but about deprogramming it, turning off the autopilot of seeking and the need for control. It's a conscious choice to stop following the predefined routes of difficulty and effort, and to start trusting your own innate ability to discern the most aligned path, the vibrational shortcut that leads you directly to your destination. Feel the relief that arises when you give yourself permission to stop fighting the current, to let go of the ties of "I have to do," and embrace the transformative power of "I am being." This strategic non-action is not passivity, but an active and conscious way to recalibrate your energy field. It's the mastery of tuning your internal frequency with the universe, allowing synchronicity and ease to manifest. Instead of trying to control the details of how manifestation should happen, you focus on the what, your clear vision, and the who, your state of being. Feel how your body relaxes when you give up the struggle, when you stop forcing and start allowing. This shift in state, this vibrational elevation, is the true catalyst that opens the quantum activation portal, transforming you from an exhausted hunter into a conscious receiver and a channel of infinite possibilities without the need to observe something external. Now feel deeply. How many times have you caught yourself trying to force a manifestation, feeling more resistance and exhaustion than fluidity and joy? Recall that moment when insisting on a specific outcome only created more blocks, more doubts, more frustration, trapping you in a vicious cycle of effort without reward, of doing without being. This feeling of fighting against the current is a clear sign that your internal GPS was deactivated, and your conditioned mind was in control, dictating a path that does not resonate with your true creative essence. Allow that memory, that subtle pain of the incessant search, to now be the lever that propels you into a new way of existing, free from constraints. When you finally make the conscious decision to deactivate that GPS addicted to external seeking, to let go of the reins of the need for control and embrace the ease of flow, where does your true intuition, your internal compass, guide you? How does this radical shift in perspective, this permission to simply be, open the doors to a power that was dormant within you, waiting to be awakened not by searching, but by surrender and trust in your own essence? Feel the vastness of possibilities that reveal themselves when you trust your own innate navigation system, the one that communicates through sensations, insights, a wisdom that transcends the linear logic of the conditioned mind, revealing the portal. If you feel in every cell of your being that you are ready to deactivate the GPS of incessant seeking, to abandon the exhaustive need for control, and, finally, embrace the inherent ease of your true creative nature, like this video now. Let this simple click be an energetic declaration of your intention to free yourself from old programmings and to open yourself to a new reality of flow and effortless manifestation. Also, activate notifications to receive more transformative insights. that will continue to guide your journey, revealing how you can become the quantum activation portal itself and rewrite the rules of your existence with lightness and power from within. The journey of incessant seeking, dear seeker, has brought you to a deep precipice where the line between what is sought and what one is begins to dissolve. You've traversed the labyrinths of countless theories, deciphered the complex codes of ancient wisdom and modern physics, all to try to grasp that elusive observer or the perfect technique that always seemed one step ahead. However, it's possible that a persistent feeling of incompleteness has whispered within you, a subtle exhaustion from believing that your power always resided just beyond your reach, requiring a continuous struggle and immeasurable effort. Now, as the veils of illusion begin to thin, a deeper and more liberating truth emerges, not as something to be found, but as a state to be deeply embodied, a frequency to become. This is not a call to do more, but to be more, to align your essence with the very fabric of creation, transcending the need to hunt outside for what has always been lurking, vibrantly pulsating in your innermost center, an intrinsic portal. Feel the lightness that this revelation begins to infuse, dissolving the tension in your shoulders and making space for a vaster and infinitely liberating understanding, one that redefines your very existence. The very concept we've shaped as the quantum activation portal is not, in its essence, a physical door you walk through, or a mystical place you relentlessly search for in distant, ethereal dimensions. Forget for a moment the image of something external that needs to be arduously accessed, something to be conquered or discovered amidst hidden teachings. The portal, in its purest, most potent and genuine truth, is a state of being that you consciously inhabit, an alchemical convergence point where your most expanded consciousness merges and intertwines with your highest and purest intention. It is the 0 point, the creative void, the primordial womb from which all effortless, frictionless, and struggle-free manifestation truly emerges. You don't need to find it or build it because in your deepest essence you already are its original architect, its innate guardian, and its master key. Your reality, perceive it now, bends and reshapes from within, resonating with the precise frequency you are emitting. Now, at this very instant, from every cell, every thought, and every beat of your heart, transforming you into an irresistible and powerful magnet for what you desire to attract. Imagine, for a vivid instant, that you are a radio station of unlimited power, a bright beacon of vibrational energy that continuously emits and receives. Everything you wish to manifest in your experience, be it unlimited abundance, true love, vibrant health, crystal clear clarity in your purpose, are like the various songs already being broadcast and floating in the quantum ether, available to be tuned into. Your task, however, is not to go after each song individually, hunting for them on a complex map, or striving to find them amidst the noise. Your true task is simply to tune in to the exact and crystal clear frequency of that song you yearn to hear and feel in your soul, allowing it to flow through you. The quantum activation portal is precisely this fine-tuning, the conscious and deliberate act of aligning your internal frequency, your essential vibration with the resonant frequency of the reality you wish to experience and embody. By becoming the frequency, you become inextricably the powerful transmitter and the sensitive receiver, a complete and self-sustaining circuit of continuous manifestation. This deep and transformative alignment is not a complex mental task that requires calculation or a forced visualization exercise that demands effort. It is, in its purest essence, a profound permission. It is the graceful surrender to the innate and ancient wisdom of your body and soul, which already know the frequency of wholeness, abundance, and your highest essence. Think of quantum coherence, where all your subatomic particles are in perfect harmony, vibrating in unison and in sync. When your highest consciousness, your purest emotions, and your most crystal clear intentions operate in this energetic coherence, you naturally become a unified field of attraction, an irresistible magnetic vortex for everything you aspire to create and manifest. The observation that is so often sought externally as an outside-in act actually becomes the internal resonance you activate within your own being. You are the observation that collapses the infinite wave of possibilities into your tangible and palpable reality, without the need for any external effort of seeking, manipulation, or control, just pure and potent presence. In this sacred space of absolute coherence and perfect alignment, you transcend the limited role of a mere seeker and ascend inevitably to the majestic role of a pure channel, a crystalline conductor of the universal creative energy that animates everything. The incessant need to do, to control every step, delicately dissolves into the deeper wisdom of being. You become the inexhaustible source from which your manifestations flow abundantly, no longer the passive recipient waiting to be filled by something, coming from outside yourself. It's like a mighty river that doesn't need to ask the water to flow. It simply is the water, in constant motion, flowing in its own intrinsic and uncontrollable nature. This is the most powerful and transformative shift you can experience, a deep and complete metamorphosis of your being that fully redefines your relationship with creation and with the vast and intelligent universe. Feel the immense freedom, the undeniable power that arises and expands in your chest as you internalize this fundamental truth. When you don't seek but simply are the quantum activation portal, the manifestation of your deepest desires ceases to be an arduous effort and becomes a natural and fluid inevitability. It is neuroplasticity working incessantly and intelligently in your favor, reconfiguring and optimizing your neuronal synapses to operate from a new and empowering paradigm of ease, fluidity, and unlimited abundance. Your brain, once conditioned and focused on incessant seeking and the perception of scarcity, now resonates with the unwavering certainty of possession, with the expansive vibration of gratitude for what is already yours, fully realized in the quantum field. The waves of infinite possibilities no longer need to be observed from outside to collapse. They are naturally attracted to your magnetic and coherent frequency, materializing in your experience frictionlessly, without the struggle or resistance that once seemed intrinsic to the creative process. This transformative shift not only fundamentally alters what you manifest in your life, but even more deeply, it redefines who you are in your essence. Your perception of yourself transitions from a being limited by external circumstances to an unlimited being, a conscious and sovereign co-creator in alliance with the universe. The persistent doubts and paralyzing fears that once clouded your vision, keeping you trapped in the snare of incessant seeking, now dissipate like fog before the sun, replaced by crystal-clear clarity and unwavering certainty that emanate from within. You begin to see the world no longer as an oppressive set of obstacles or challenges, but as a vast and fertile field of infinite possibilities, waiting only for your coherent intention and authentic presence to shape itself into your reality. This is the true and deepest paradigm shift, which transmutes the pain of scarcity and seeking into the most powerful lever for unprecedented evolution, a personal power you barely dared to dream or imagine. The mirror principle reflects this fundamental truth unquestionably and precisely. Everything you ardently seek outside yourself is, in reality, an echo, a vibrational reflection of what already resides in potential or in fullness within you. If you seek unconditional love, become, in your essence, love itself. If you yearn for abundance, embody the frequency and vibration of abundance in every cell of your being. The quantum activation portal is the visceral understanding and profound experience that the observer and the observed are, in truth, one, a perfect unification that completely transcends duality and illusory separation. You are not merely observing an external reality. You are the reality that is being observed and, through your frequency, manifested. This totality dissolves separation, the need to seek or to force, and invites you to a state of active surrender where you release limiting control, but assume full command of your own energetic vibration. Feel that now, deeply. Allow this powerful and liberating understanding to settle in every fiber of your being, resonating in your cells. Feel the release of accumulated tension in your muscles, the gentle relaxation in your jaw, the soft and rhythmic deepening of your breath, as you internalize the transformative idea that there is absolutely nothing to be sought outside of you, no hidden secret or key to be found. The portal is, and always, has been, within you. Feel the vibrant and pulsating energy of your purest essence, the cosmic pulse of your soul aligning with the most crystal clear and elevated intention. Let this feeling of perfect alignment, of expansive totality, permeate your body, your mind, and your spirit on every level. It is a sensation of celestial lightness, of limitless expansion, of serene and unwavering power. This is the somatization, the embodied and lived experience of being, the quantum shift portal, the living and undeniable evidence that the deepest transformation has already begun to unfold within you. If you could feel now, with every cell of your body and every fiber of your soul, the reality you yearn to manifest as if it were already yours, what would change at this very instant in your most intimate energy, in your deepest perception of the world, and in your daily actions? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you relate to the world and to others if you were already fully inhabiting this vibrational truth? If you knew, with absolute and unwavering certainty, that you are the portal, the radio station that tunes into life's own divine melody. Allow yourself to explore this question with genuine curiosity, not with the logical mind that seeks external and conditioned answers, but with the powerful intuition that accesses the ancient wisdom already residing in your deepest center, revealing the subtle, yet immensely powerful changes that naturally unfold from this new and empowering state of being, transforming everything around you. You are at this moment moving from an old paradigm of incessant seeking and perceived scarcity to a revolutionary paradigm of full presence and inherent fullness. The quantum shift portal is not activated by complex techniques or elaborate rituals, but by a fundamental and radical internal shift. The deep understanding that you don't need to observe a reality from outside for it to collapse into your experience. You need to be the desired reality. It is the alchemical fusion of your highest consciousness with the desired experience, completely dissolving the illusory distance between what you are and what you aspire to manifest in your life. This is true quantum mastery, the innate ability to co-create your reality from a point of intrinsic and unwavering power, freeing yourself from the shackles of incessant seeking and the exhaustive need for external validation, which only kept you away from your true power. But how exactly do we consistently and lastingly tune into this elevated frequency? How do we maintain this uninterrupted quantum coherence amidst the inevitable challenges and daily distractions, so that the portal opens continuously and the magic of effortless manifestation happens in your life, not just in isolated moments of inspiration, but fluidly, consistently, and as your new way of being? There is an ancient art and a precise science in sustaining this heightened state of being, in firmly anchoring this expanded vibration, transforming it into your new nature, into your most authentic identity. It's not about seeking unattainable perfection, but about cultivating conscious and loving persistence, a daily commitment to returning to your center, to your innate power, reaffirming your identity as the living portal of creation itself, the inexhaustible source of everything you wish to manifest. This is the next fundamental and unmissable step to fully integrate this new and powerful truth into your experience, to further deepen your understanding and, what is more crucial, to practice and viscerally embody this new and transformative state of being. I now invite you to a movement of generous sharing and collective expansion. If this message resonates deeply within you, if you feel the undeniable call to let go of the incessant search and truly begin to be the quantum activation portal, then this is the perfect moment to extend this light and this truth. Share this video with someone you know is also ready for this shift in consciousness, for this profound transformation, to embrace the power of instant shift that intrinsically resides within each of us, uniting us in a collective web of expanded consciousness, authentic empowerment, and intentional manifestation, co-creating a new reality together. Your reality, perceive it now, is an impeccable mirror, a blank canvas vibrating with infinite potential, patiently awaiting your deepest and most authentic vibrational expression. It is time to leave behind, once and for all, the paralyzing exhaustion of incessant seeking, the belief that something essential is missing, or that you need to conquer your own power. Instead, embrace the profound serenity and unwavering certainty of one who already is wholeness, who already possesses the key, because the key is you. The power to shape your world, to experience fullness, abundance, and joy in all its forms, is not in a distant future to be chased or in a complex technique to be mastered. It resides irrefutably in the eternal present to be inhabited, in the now that you are co-creating with your consciousness. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are the pulsating epicenter of creation itself, the matrix from which everything emerges. This is your quantum shift portal, always accessible, always active, waiting only for you to fully inhabit it.